Have you ever dug through your yarn stash and find that it has a smell? Yeah, me too. I had some old acrylic yarn that's in a serious need for some refreshing. So I tested out a few cleaning methods and found one that really worked. The transformation is so satisfying and way easier than you think. Hey besties, my name is Emma and welcome back to my channel. So the problem with acrylic yarn and synthetic fibers is that they hold on to the musty smell. And I fear the only way to get rid of that is to clean it. In this video, I'm mostly going to be focused on cleaning acrylic yarn, as I find that natural fibers are much easier to clean. So I looked into a few methods. Some people suggest using baking soda, others suggest airing it out, or even using a lot of fabric softeners. I have sensitive skin, so I can't use fabric softeners, so this is how I ended up cleaning my yarn. Acrylic yarn can also be a bit fussy, and I wanted to make sure that I had a foolproof method to make sure that I could batch clean all of my yarn. So let's get this yarn ready to wash. So the winning method for me was putting the yarn into the washing machine. But there are a few things you need to do first to make sure that that runs smoothly. So the first thing that I did was get my yarn and put it into a mesh bag. With bigger skeins, I would just put one in per bag. But because I had smaller skeins, I ended up putting them into one bag and segmenting it off with hair ties. But you could also use yarn for this if you wanted to. Next is the scary part, and I put my yarn right into the washing machine. I also added some sensitive laundry powder that I know works with my skin. I definitely think that you need to put some sort of cleaning agent in with your yarn just to make sure that it helps break up that musty smell. I put it on the gentle wash and I let it do its thing. The next part is drying, which was a little bit trickier. When it came to drying, I got a fresh towel out of my cupboard. I put it down on the floor, specifically the tiled floor. I put my wet skein onto the towel and I rolled it to try and get any extra moisture out of the skein first. Next, I unraveled it into loose bundles so that I could dry it effectively. I put it outside on the clothesline so that the sun could get to it and it would have a better chance of airing and drying the yarn out efficiently. It was a 40-degree day when I was doing this, so I went out quite frequently to go and check the yarn to see how far it had progressed, and also I flipped it over so that it could dry on both sides, basically. I did this with all of my skeins of yarn. I just flipped them over, let them have the best possible chance to dry, and I did this earlier in the morning so that they had the full 8 hours of sun to dry out. And when I couldn't leave it outside all day to dry, I also brought it in and dried it on the clothes rack, which wasn't really much of an issue for me because my house was quite warm. The next thing I did was reball the yarn. So I did this manually where I wrapped it around my hand and made a ball, but alternatively you could use a ball winder and the back of a chair or somebody that's willing to help you just to get it done. So this is one of the balls that I washed and I've reballed it myself. I don't have any smell left in this ball of yarn. The combination of the washing machine and the sun really took the smell right out of it. It's quite good. The yarn already had a little bit of staining on it and most of the stains had actually come out in the wash, which was great. This particular one came from the thrift shop, so I really wanted to make sure that it was nice and clean before I started using it, especially because acrylic yarn gives me contact dermatitis usually. But after washing it, I haven't had many issues. Another big reason as to why I would wash my yarn is because it doesn't feel dusty anymore, especially if it's been lying around too long. Besides just smelling musty, it will also feel really dusty, and now it feels honestly just like any other ball of acrylic yarn that you would normally buy. It's great. There is also no visible change to like the twist of the yarn, and it basically just stayed perfectly intact. I highly recommend putting it into the mesh bags because then your yarn won't tangle together or won't tangle together with other yarn that you may be washing at the same time. Honestly, this was a 10 out of 10 method. I tried using baking soda as well. It just didn't take the smell out and it was still dusty at the end. So honestly, don't be afraid, chuck the yarn straight into the washing machine. You'll be surprised how good it comes out. Thanks for watching, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know below what is your preferred way of cleaning acrylic yarn.